Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by the garden today. We're going to go over this little mini red vein plant because we went shopping during Hurricane Dorian to prepare for it. Luckily, we did not get a direct hit. The Bahamas, it's just absolutely shocking the devastation that's going on over there. I couldn't imagine being through something like that, and we were supposed to get a lot of this hurricane as a direct hit right across the state. So I am so glad we are safe here in Central Florida. We didn't get anything hardly at all, but a couple of breezy, nice days, and I'm so thankful for that. And my heart just goes out with you. My prayers are with you. Everybody who knows anybody in the Bahamas, anybody at the Bahamas that's watching this, my prayers are with you, and I hope that you can rebuild really quickly within the next couple of years. I hope you guys are pretty much on your way to becoming back to normal again. I couldn't imagine the abnormalcy that you have to go through for something like that, and seeing your stuff all destroyed. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. So I just wanted to say, I'm so sorry for you guys, and start this video off with that. We got so lucky, and I'm just so thankful for that. So we're back here with Hurricane Dorian gone. We are back recording. We're going to be recording starting Monday, going back to normal. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we're going to be recording, and then some videos in between that. I always like to show you guys different things that are going on around the garden when they do pop up, because things pop up sporadically. So while we were out hurricane shopping, we got this little mini red vein, and I'm so sorry it's dark here, you guys. I've been trying to get some good light all day, but you can see this little mini red vein, and it's got nice red veins within the leaves, and it's like a neon green flower color, and then the backs of the leaves are like a nice neon green color. So it's really pretty, and I had seen this when we were hurricane shopping, so I had gotten it. His name's going to be Dorian. We're going to name him Dorian, her, whatever I decide to call it. And when I first bring my plants home, what I like to do is sit them on the counter. So this guy only requires but bright indirect light. So it's a low light plant, bright indirect light, and it's going to be absolutely happy. This was actually growing inside the store under the fluorescent house lights, the store lights. So any house lights will be fine with it too, but bright indirect light is good for it, no direct sun. And the full name is, I have to read this because it's so weird, the name. It's Arguinera. So it's a Petonia arguinera, I think it's pronounced. And I'm going to post that name down below so you guys can see that, and you guys can type it in the computer and see what we're talking about here. It's a little mini red vein, and it's a really, really cute plant to have. It's really big, this one, and it came in such a small pot, but the AKA name, what people usually call it, is a mini red vein, and it's a really cute plant. So I potted it this morning in some nice half potting soil, like 3/4 potting soil, and a quarter bit of succulent soil, because the succulent soil is going to allow it to breathe a lot more and provide a little more drainage for me, because we do live in Florida here, zone 9B. It gets so hot and sticky and humid here, and rainy, and just the heat with the moisture mixes in with the soil, makes my soil stay wet for a long time. So planting in terracotta is really just so critical here for me with a lot of my plants, especially a lot of my succulents and sensitive plants. Any plants I'm keeping outside, I like to plant in terracotta, but I'm also starting to plant into terracotta inside, because I really, you can see the difference if you water this plant compared to a plastic pot. You can have the same exact plant in just a different pot, one in a plastic, one in a ceramic, and this ceramic one's going to do a lot better than that plastic, because it's going to dry out a lot faster. It's going to allow the roots to breathe. And then my pots, since we were at almost 90 degrees. So we were at 89 degrees this morning at 9 o'clock with 85% humidity. So what happens to my plants into plastic is on the top here, on the top of the soil, it'll create patches of white powdery stuff. And that is mold starting to creep up on your plant and build up in there and breed. So what I like to do when I first bring my plant home, this has been here for about 4 days. I kept it on my lanai table right out here, acclimating to my conditions out in my home. And then I'm going to bring it inside after a couple of days. I'm going to leave it on this table. It's been out here. Today's going to be the 5th day. And I just transplanted it because we only watered once since we got it. And we just watered again this morning after we transplanted. And we treated twice with neem oil. So both times I treated with 2 tablespoons per gallon of water with neem oil. And then it's an organic pesticide and fungicide. And then I put a little bit of quarter teaspoon of dish soap. Any non-scented soap is fine. But I tend to like Dawn just because it really emulsifies utilize this oil a lot. And it is an oil, this neem oil, and it's good for any kind of fungus you got going on, any kind of powdery mildew, any kind of mold, any kind of bugs you got. They will take care of it, especially aphids and spider mites and stuff like that. So you want to mix this stuff up really good till it emulsifies together. Then you're going to just pour it in your can like a quarter of the way. What I do is I like to just pour it a quarter of the way in my can when I treat, because as you're treating that soil, you're going to want to spin this and mix it, because this oil is going to start to separate after a few seconds. This really separates really fast. So you just want to water the soil in. You don't want to try to avoid the foliage as much as you can with this. If you do have to treat the foliage, you can just put this into a sprayer after you mix it in your gallon jug, and then you can spray the foliage tops and bottoms if you're seeing any bugs on the foliage. But usually my plants are pretty okay with the foliage when I bring them home. I just go ahead and treat the soil. So this is the second time we're treating, and usually I only treat 2 or 3 times when I bring them home for the first couple of weeks, and then after that I know my plants are going to be good enough to where the bugs are going to be gone, all the eggs are going to be gone, and anything breeding within the first few weeks of me treating, it's going to kill it off. So I'm not reinfesting the rest of my plants. You know, when you use fresh potting soil that's been sitting outside, been sitting in the store, that potting soil can carry bugs and stuff in it, and so can the plant you're bringing home from the store, all that soil that you're taking in your house. So you put this plant near your windowsill with the rest of your plants. I have 422 plants. I'm going to reinfest my whole plant, my whole selection, and what's going to happen is I'm going to have to quarantine a lot of my plants and treat them as well. So it's just avoiding the infestation when you first bring your plants home is the first steps, preventing that. So that's how I prevent that. I just treat my soil all the way through with the neem oil till it runs out of the bottom. As you can see, it's starting to drip, and then I leave it, let it drain in a tray for a good 5 minutes or so, and then I discard the tray after 5 minutes, and I know I'm good to go until the soil dries out completely. Now for this plant, I don't think it likes to stay consistently moist, so I'm just going to let the soil dry out completely all the way to the bottom, and then I'll go ahead and water again. And that might range. If we're more humid or we get a little rain, I might have to go a little longer with the watering. You know, it might take a little longer for my pots to dry out. If we have dry climates, that it's really dry and windy and hot, then my plants might dry out a little bit sooner. So you might have to adjust your watering according to your climate. It might be a little more often, it might be a little less. It depends on what kind of climate you got going on and where you have it. If it's inside, it's not going to be susceptible to all these bugs, diseases, and climate that you have going on outside. So it's a little bit easier to take care of plants indoors versus outdoors, but you can still get the problems indoors. We still have a lot of humidity that comes in our house. So the neem oil is going to help prevent that mold buildup on the top, number one, and it's going to help the pests so I don't reinfest the rest of my garden. And that's it, you guys. That's all on taking care of your plants when you first bring them home. If you have any questions at all on it, just let me know. I'm always here for you, and I love to do anything you guys need. You know, I love to help you in any way possible. Let me know and comment below. I'd love to help you with any video requests you have. So anything you've been seeing here over the past year that I've recorded, or any plants that you might have that you might need help with. I'm getting tongue twisted. Any plants that you need help with, just let me know. If I can help you, I'd love to help you in any way possible. This is just stuff that I love to share that has worked for me over the years. I'm a grower of 6 years now, and it's just something I really love to do, and I love to share things with you guys because I know it can be difficult at times to take care of plants, and especially when you get new plants, you might not know about it yet. So if I can help you in any way, just let me know. I'm always here for you, and I'd love to help you in any way I can. Thank you so much for stopping by, you guys. I'll see you next time out in the garden. Bye-bye.